Hey guys, I am really excited to share with you this second sketch, the second pass at your floor plan based on the comments that we discussed at our last meeting. I think the biggest change here would, of course, be the changes to the ADU and the great room area. So by shifting the garage up more towards the middle of this side elevation here, and reconfiguring the ADU to put the garage here, it really creates a much more efficient backup space and turnaround space for these two garage zones. So I think this is working really great. I've left about 10 feet of space between the ADU garage and the main house's mudroom, and I think it's going to be okay. You know, there's just a bit of an overlap zone here. I think this would be a very nice way to create sort of a gateway or portalway for people who might be using the ADU as a residence perhaps in the future. And just also something nice that you'll see when you're driving up the long driveway. I'm really happy with this. The ADU, it's mostly the same. Like I've kind of kept the same arrangement of spaces. Now the bedrooms up here towards the back, the kitchen, dining, and office space area is more towards the front. There's now a side entrance from a little small little entry porch area here to get into the main area. We could possibly open a door from the garage into the dining space, but I feel like this wall is kind of small. I think maybe we just pop out of the garage door. Maybe there'd be a door right here to get through this way. Let me know what you think about that, whether or not we need a door for this garage zone. But I have added a washer and dryer closet and right off of this little circulation zone here. But I'm really excited with the views that the ADU has and the open space. The pine tree here, it could remain. I know that we weren't too excited about the pine needles and the look of the tree. It's not necessarily the most attractive tree, but it is a mature tree. And now I think we have the option of keeping it. And from the desk, I mean, you get a straight shot view of the backyard. And I think it's really fantastic. To get to the ADU, if this is going to be your office area, it's a quick little jaunt from the mudroom or from the kitchen area or from the master suite. It's got a pretty decent connection. Of course, in 3D, I want to explore how all the roof overhangs compete with each other, making sure that, it doesn't look too dark and an alleyway like. But I'm really happy with this. I think, especially given how open this whole zone is now. I think it's fantastic. We have now also really opened up this zone here for the great room and porch to enjoy these great trees in the great backyard by moving the flex room up here to the front. So to get to the flex room, you just come in through this little opening here. What I would imagine would be kind of a portal element. So I'm showing in this little dashed line right here. I would say that maybe there's some tall element of the media cabinet here that creates sort of an overhang above the TV that then just carries over here and creates kind of a little bit of a portal to get into this flex room. Um, Certainly, we could perhaps, let's see, what could we do? I think, perhaps we could shift this entire volume up this last remaining 2 feet here in order to get a bit more of a wider opening between the great room and the flex room. But I don't know if that's really necessary yet. I like the idea that this kitchen volume, this whole volume pops out. That was a terrible rectangle. This whole volume pops out as its own volume for the exterior. I think that's going to lend itself really nice in terms of the 3D massing, which is to come. But I think it's really nice here. So let's see, what other changes were made? We've got the two separate bathrooms now for these bedrooms rather than doing a shared Jack and Jill bathroom. No issues with that. I think this is fine. I think, though, I'm going to want to bring natural light into this central bathroom here, and I think the only way to do that will be via a skylight, but I'm not too concerned about that. I think I can put an attractive skylight right here that's in the center of this mass, the center of this roof form here. I think it's going to be attractive. I'm not too worried about having a skylight facing the street, so long as it's composed well, and I think it will be. And I think it'll be necessary to bring natural light into that bathroom. Let's see, what else? So the master closet got to be a lot bigger. I just went ahead and kicked this out a lot farther, and also went ahead and included a stacked washer and dryer hookup. Maybe this isn't the right spot for it right next to the bed. Perhaps it wants to go elsewhere, but I think it just makes sense right here, tucked in the corner, right here at the exterior. I think that's the right spot for it, but I'm curious on your thoughts there. I've also reconfigured the entry into the master suite by, instead of entering just directly here off the end of the hallway, I've captured this end of the hallway space so that you have a nice door. Hopefully it's a very attractive primo door here at the end of the gallery, so that you come in, then you take a right-hand turn and you get the straight shot out for your sliding glass doors of that beautiful oak tree. And then when you're leaving the master, you'd see a little bit of display cabinetry right here. I think that's a nice thing to have there. The master bathroom is pretty much the same. I think these spaces are more or less the same. So let's see, what else has changed? So looking at the great room in the entry, in the foyer and the porch, we would come in here through the foyer. This foyer is still amply sized, although it's not gargantuan, but nothing but solid walls here. Um, I like that. I think that's a nice way to enter. There's not going to be a coat closet facing into the foyer competing with your entry doors. I say let these just be nice solid walls, and then you can come around the corner to put away coats, or you can put away coats here, or you can put away coats here. There's plenty of storage opportunity. Let's get that coat closet out of the foyer. Here, leading into the covered porch area, I would propose doing a series of stacked pocket doors that would slide into this pocket right here, creating a very wide opening into this smaller covered porch element. This covered porch element would also have that wood-burning isocurn fireplace for the exterior. But when the fire is roaring right here, you'd be able to appreciate it through hopefully some windows that would happen here, a glass door that would happen right here, giving access from the kitchen to the exterior, and from the great room. Or from the seating area. So I think having the fireplace here, although it does sort of block some views of the elm tree, I think it's worth it. I think I love having it there. It creates a nice spot here where we can say, let's do the drop down screen porch element here and here. And then when these screens are down, this can just be open. And for people who need to get out without having to raise up the screen, just come out this way. Go through the house and come out this swinging door here. I'm really happy with this. I think the kitchen's great too. So, again, we're not showing windows on this little hand sketch yet, but the sink here would have a huge bank of windows. I think maybe the sink will probably move up to center on the window that happens on the center of this wall. There would be windows here flanking the cooktop as well. And so just quite a phenomenal amount of glazing happening at this back corner at the kitchen. Let's see. Perhaps the stove could move to the island, which would just even more free up this back elevation to be as much glass as we wanted. But we could talk about that. And then looking here, this element here, I would say this wall would be all your tall elements. So you'd have your refrigerator here, perhaps a double stacked oven, a reach-in pantry, an appliance garage above the countertop there. And then come out through here to get into your walk-in pantry, the powder room, the powerhouse of a mudroom. I am really, really happy with this. I can't wait to hear your guys' thoughts on it. So let's schedule a meeting to review your thoughts. Thank you, guys.